Good morning, good evening, where we are in the world. Thank you for being here. We have Robert Ramston's 61 white top. He's been around a few days. Uh, I checked this out. We got good bearings in this. That's really good. Robert, you're a lucky man. We're going to put seals in that. I don't trust these ones for whatever reason. I see there's a different carb on there. You might have had carb problems, but you might have had seal problems too. But it's old enough. We're gonna just put seals in it. You just do that. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm covering right now. I have everything laid out to port. Yeah, I got my little lowly Dremel. I know, not supposed to use them, huh? Bull. They're good. This channel is about getting you guys started working on your own saws, understanding the port work, and initially getting to port. Now, here's the deal, you'll get good darn power out of your saws. You don't need to spend $1,000, $1,200 on fancy tools to get good results. Stick to the basics. You can get more power out of a chainsaw than they can handle. Once you get it all figured out, some of you will find that out. It's like, oh, gee, he didn't tell me this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because one thing leads to another, right? Okay, good job. But back off a little. The bearings will only take so much, okay? That's the deal. And these 61s are a wonderful little saw. This one has been a loyal saw, I can tell by looking at it. Now what we're doing, we're going into it with a 272 top end, because they fit. Yeah, they do. And a nice little dome. This is all highway. I like highway. I'll turn the light on. Maybe you can see the inside. Them cylinders are nice inside. This is the one I laid out to show how much I was taking off. See that? And where? Lean toward where the air will go toward the top of the roof of the intake. You're trying to get the air to go that direction, okay? It's got to swirl around. And one thing. Okay, here's the deal. Before we do that, a lot of these saws, you don't need a decompressor. That's not that big a dome. Okay? The port work alone bleeds a little compression off. Okay? It picks it up when it's running. So they pull over a little easier, and then the compression gets pretty big when it's running. Okay, so with that being said, the decompressor, the hole inside that decompressor, and you can't see that. I'll show you. If you look down the bottom of that cylinder, you see that tiny little hole right up next to the bottom of that. That's where your air comes out, and the decompressor screws in there. We're putting a plug in this one. These are farm boys. I know they can pull a saw over. You know it too. So, tell you what I got. I got me some JB weld, that quick set, the quick weld. It's awful strong. And all I'm going to do, just a little smidgen, equal parts obviously. Boy, it got cold here last night. I wasn't quite ready for that. It's winter. Ground did stiffen up, I gotta tell you that. We needed that. Okay, I'm gonna bring you right in a little closer so you can see this. Get my cord out of the way. There we go. And take my spatula, stir stick, whatever. Don't use a screwdriver, it gets all over them. You know, don't you? About 5 minutes this stuff sets up. No, it won't burn out of that hole. It won't. You'll never get enough in there to worry about. Once you get it mixed up, you got a little while to worry about it. All I do is just get her started in there. You know you got enough when you screw your plug in, it starts coming out that little hole. Alright? It's a surprising amount. I'm going to use my finger here for a second. Because I can. Then I'll go in the house, have a cup of coffee at some point. My cup will stick to me. Like I said, you got a little time, but this is a good time to wipe off your spatula. Then I just screw my plug in. Let the plug do this job. And I just look down in there. Okay. See? A little bit squirted out of that. See that? That's all you're looking for. I had the right amount, didn't I? That right at the bottom. Normally, Eddie by style, I got it everywhere. Goodness sakes. There. See that? Okay, all I do is take my finger. Wipe it. You make sure you get all this out, okay, if you do this. I'm not saying you gotta. Why do I want to lose a little compression down that hole? Yeah, I know, you don't have to do that. No, I don't have to do anything. So I want to. So what you want to do is you want to make darn sure that there's like a divot. It's not even with the cylinder. You want it to be in slightly in that hole, which, you know, it is. Okay, and leave no residue. When you get done with that, take yourself a little of this, brake clean, carb cleaner. I like brake clean. It's cheaper and it's a little stronger. And then you clean that cylinder. You don't want a film of that stuff in there, okay? I'm going to clean all my old marks off because I'm getting ready to pork this bugger. Okay, there's what we got. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, that works. When we get this done, I probably won't show you the porting. Oh, you guys do want to see this porting, don't you? All right, I'll show you the porting on this when I get it done. That'll be tomorrow's video. It might be later today. So let's just see how that goes out. But the first thing we got to do is we put our degree wheel on, which this has already been done. I already know where I'm at. And the numbers I'm shooting for on this particular one is I want my blowdown to start at 100 degrees. That's where the first ray of light is. It's 100 degrees is when I want that to, after top dead center, that I want to see the first ray of light. Okay, it's right there at about 104 right now. So that's not too bad. We're doing a base gasket delete, so we gain 18 thousandths right there. But we've calculated all that in. And my transfers, this is interesting, is landing right at 120. I'm fine with that. We want a torquey saw for this guy. We don't want it to be a screaming, oh my God. Here's the deal. If you go lower numbers in your blowdown, meaning you raise your rough on your exhaust from using 100 where I'm choosing for this because I want a nice balance of RPM and torque. You go to 96 or 98 I go 2 degree increments. If it lands in between, so what? It's not that big a deal. You get much past 96 degrees, you're really screaming. And you start losing a lot of torque. You actually, right after 100, you start losing it. On a 70cc saw, that's what I'm talking about right now. So, you want to try to increase your torque. Our free RPMs make no horsepower in the cut, none. That's irrelevant. It's what is it doing in the cut. That's the only thing that matters, guys. Think of this. So, can we leave it at 104? Sure can. Really can. But this particular one, I want a balance of it'll turn right up, wrap up quick, and have darn good power. I feel like at 104 on this saw is I don't need to protect that much torque. It's going to have plenty because we're going to gain RPMs in the cut. At 104, not so much, but it's still cutting fast. We don't want to. We can get. You've already seen them. Well, you haven't seen them yet, but you ain't seen them run in Buchan's hands. That P51 and that P38 Pioneer. They're over the top. They're not going to be production saws. They're occasional use saws. But here's the deal. You can go production logging with both them saws. They have massive bearings in them. They really do. That P38 has got the same darn bearings as that P51. And the P51 bearings are quite large. So it's like, geez, I can turn this little sucker loose. These saws, modern saws, don't have that big a bearing. If you over horsepower your bearing, you're going to freaking shuck it right out. So be careful of that. Anything I'm teaching you here is not going to over horsepower you. But if you start figuring out the rest of the story, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Then it's when it does it. I didn't want to show that P38 on video in any way, shape, or form. I got to run the P51 and got the new war off on video for that one. But that P38, that's a special saw to me. That was a special build. It was like giving new life. So expect that. It's just a wonderful build, very, very exotic. I doubt, in fact, I know there isn't another one in the world who's going to be crazy enough to fucking dream that one up anyway, right? But what we're going to have with this one, we're going to have a strong runner, loyal, dependable saw for a man that wants to work this saw. This is what we're building. So, 100 degrees, first ray of light on your exhaust, 120 degrees is where your transfer is open. We're widening the transfer toward the exhaust side on each side to try to promote more air on the intake side, just above the intake. You know, it just shoots across is what it does. Aiming that air is more important than you think. And I'm going to cut this off right here. Tomorrow is another day. I'll show you the port work tomorrow, okay? And you'll see that. I'll probably make the video this afternoon, just post it tomorrow, so it'll happen as I get to that point. Stay safe. Be good to each other. Loving your comments. You guys are freaking crazy good. All of you. So many countries. Germany, you really picked up. Good job. Yes, you have. Germany's right in under Australia. They're kissing right there, real close. And Australia is right behind UK. Of course, the next one is Canada and the US. US, we got 65% US. Go figure, you know. Okay, that's enough for now. Goodbye.